Sairam, Om Sairam to all of you. With my most reverential, most obedient, most respectful Sairams and my pranams such as Divine Lotus Feet. The topic for today is going to be quite unique. It's going to be highly spiritual in the sense that all of us know everything about the teachings of Bhagawan, how he wants all of us to be, behave, and how to move forward. So I'm not going to go deep into those issues. I'm going to keep it quite simple and restrict the topic to three phases. The first phase is, of course, going to be the aura of the divinity and what Swami can do when you think about him, and what you can do when you think of Swami, and eventually, when you and Swami are together in the same plane of thought, words, and deeds, then how you are totally different. That's what is going to be the journey for this night. All of you can recollect. I think a couple of days back, I shared a very beautiful episode. I want, just for the benefit of all the viewers, I wanted to have that experience reenacted, so that will be the background or the backdrop of what we're going to discuss today. This happened in Prashantinilayam long back when Swami was apparently in his 65s, could be, and a couple from Madras had visited Swami. And the moment they went to Bhagawan, Bhagawan told them that on this time and this date, between morning 10 o'clock to afternoon 2 o'clock, Swami is going to come to their house and have lunch or whatever prasad the couple is going to prepare. So this happened physically, a live network between the devotee and between Bhagawan and Prashantinilayam. Swami fixed the date and everything was set. And these devotees, the couple devotees had come back to Chennai. The message was sent loud and clear to all so that they can all come and have Swami's darshan. And the date came, the time came, and these beautiful couple, they prepared everything beautifully well, lunch and prasad, and they kept the house clean. So they were waiting for 10 o'clock. Apparently, Swami had to come. So the first knock was at 10 o'clock, and both of them thought, wow, Bhagavan is just around. They opened the door, and they found a very old friend of theirs who had come. Now, each of them started thinking that, oh, look, Bhagavan has come. So, with most reverential love, the one which we offered for the divine, they entertained him, they called him, they made him sit, they offered the food, and that was over, and he went away. And after some time, few relatives also came. So again, these couples thought that Swami has come in the form of these form of relatives. So they offered food, they washed everything, and this happened. They went. Later on, somebody else came. Then a dog came, and it was close to 2 o'clock. Swami in his physical form was not there in any of these visits. So it was 2 o'clock, and Swami is very obedient in his timing, very disciplined in his timing. So beyond 2 o'clock, there was no chance. So they waited. So just after 2 o'clock, both of them decided that let them have lunch together, the prasad what they prepared. And again, here the husband was seeking wife was Swami, and wife was seeking husband was Swami, and they had food very lovingly. And this was over. It so happened after a few days, they had gone to Bhagawan, they had gone to Prashantinilayam, and they asked Bhagawan in the first instance, Swami, you had promised that you would be coming to our house at 10 o'clock. We were waiting for you. The food was kept ready, and the house was spick and span. हम सोच रहे थे कि आप आएंगे, आप प्रसाद पाठक करेंगे वगैरह वगैरह, whatever they wanted to speak, उन्होंने स्वामी के सामने रखा. और भगवान ने बड़ा प्यार से इन कपल्स की जो भी नरेशन था, he was listening to it. And once they stopped it, Swami said, "Oh, don't you know? 10 बजे को there was a knock, and मैं आपका एक फ्रेंड को रूप में आया था, और आपने इतनी बढ़िया से खाना रखे थे मेरे सामने, मैं वो प्रसाद दिया हूँ, और उसके बाद 7 रिलेटिव्स आए थे, और उसके बाद एक डॉग भी आया था, और चलता चलता जो है उसके बाद आप दोनों बैठ करके खाना खाए थे, और मैं इस सब का रूप में था. 10 बजे से लेकर के 2 बजे तक आपके घर में था, मैं मेहमान था, मैं आपके सामने था, आपके साथ था." And when the couple listened to this, It was mind blowing. And why I use this incident as a backdrop? Because the topic is aura of the divine. And what is the aura of the divinity? That's going to be my next illustration, the next definition. The fact of the matter is, they opened the door at 10 o'clock, thinking it was Swami. They saw him as Swami. At 11, some relatives came. They again saw that them as Swami. They treated the dog as Bhagawan. Finally, they treated themselves watching each other as Bhagawan. And ultimately, that was what Bhagawan narrated, that he was there in each of the forms. Now, this is the difference between a Guru and the Guru Brahma, the Bhagawan himself. Now, what is this aura? The aura of the divinity is, it is quite great. I mean, I'll just take you to a very small illustration where a great cameraman, I think if I'm right, he was from Australia, and he had a great camera with him, and he wanted to check the divinity's aura, how long the aura penetrates from his camera, from his viewer. So he apparently arranged everything, and he wanted to keep this camera when Swami enters. And this is a technical camera; it can revolve to see to what extent this camera can determine or measure the aura of any person. So Swami came out, and this camera was opened out, and this camera had to measure the length of the aura of the divine, and this camera could not measure. It went on. It went beyond any hemisphere, and it was beyond the capturing capacity of the camera to find out what Bhagavan's intensity of aura was. So this fellow was defeated, and he was wondering. This camera was not able to even capture in any depth about Swami's aura, because it was extending. It was immeasurable. Now just focus upon my next point. So this boy, this cameraman, wanted to now check what could be the aura of a devotee. So the part A was checking about the aura of the divinity, and the part B was to check out what is going to be the aura of the devotee. So this boy takes permission from the warden, जो वहां पर कॉलेज था, भगवान की इंस्टीट्यूशंस के अंदर जो कॉलेजेस है, वहां जाकर के उन्होंने वार्डन से बात की, और वार्डन का परमिशन लिया, इस कैमरा से हम किसी भी बच्चा इनका जो है और आपको चेक करना चाहते हैं. एंड द वार्डन सेड फाइन, यू कैन. एंड वन बॉय वाज चोजन आउट ऑफ द रैंडम, एंड उसका उस दिन औरा चेक करने के लिए वो कैमरा वाज ऑन. The greatest aspect of this is, when the camera was to be switched on, this boy was already told that when facing the camera, he must sing Swami's bhajan or think about Bhagawan, recite some mantras, whatever he is familiar with, because it was not going to be any activity, he's just going to stand before the camera. So the moment the camera was on, he started singing about Bhagawan, he started praying about Bhagawan, and the camera's intensity, the measuring intensity of the aura went on spreading, and it went to an immeasurable limit, as though what happened to Bhagawan. And this boy was confused. The cameraman was confused. He didn't realize what is going on. And later on he concluded that the immeasurable aura's divinity is equivalent with his own devotees also. Why? Because here the devotee and the divinity are equal when they are in the same thought, work, process, and deed. So that is what is going to be my focus today. How, as a devotee, we can focus only on Swami. See, let me be very practical. Practical in the sense that we all run through, we all face, we all listen, so many things going around us. In these challenges, how are we to look only upon the divinity? Is it possible? The circumstances are quite different. There is lots of things happening around. Some people say different things, then they behave differently. They come to the public, they voice different views, they go back, and then we find they are different again. So there is a confusion everywhere. I mean, it is not a particular area where we can say everything is Swami. But how are we to come out of this little confusion which we are facing, which apparently takes us back? And that is why every time we keep divinity, Bhagavan, and the devotee differently. We never synchronize to say on any day that Baba and I are one. When Swami has already said that you and I are one, I have realized it, but you haven't. So how long it is going to take for us to realize? Now I'll take you to a very small little example as I just use the word Guru and the Bhagawan. We all know Swami Vivekananda, and he had only one God, that was Paramahamsa, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. For him, nothing mattered. It was he who coined the word Bhagavata Dharma. The word Bhagavata Dharma, according to Swami Vivekananda, simply meant do those activities which pleases Lord. And that was his very simple formula, phenomena. And Vivekananda was a guru in many ways to his own people, to his own followers. So he had a sevath who was closely connected and associated with Swami Vivekananda. And every time this Sevadal used to go, he used to watch Vivekananda. And one day he decided to draw the picture of Vivekananda. And whenever time comes, he wanted to present the drawing to Bhagawan or to his Guru. So one day Vivekananda was giving his wonderful preaching. And this devotee, the Sevadal of Vivekananda, picked up a paper and he was drawing the picture of Vivekananda. And it was very beautiful. And after the picture was complete, he went to his Guru, the Lord Vivekananda, and gave the picture to Swami. And Vivekananda, for a moment, saw the Sevadal. And he was amused, thrilled. He was, electrified. His face was lit with a huge vault of light. And Vivekananda just said, "My Sevadal, you have drawn a very beautiful picture. I look how I am. But in the background, you have also drawn a slight sketch, a beautiful sketch in the background. And in the background, I figure. Can you let me know this background figure? Where did you see?" Sevadal said, "Vivekananda, what are you asking me? I just follow you. You are my Guru. And wherever I see you, I could see this image always at the back of you. It was always with you, not once, twice, but whenever I have been with you, I have seen this image always at the back of you, walking along with you. So I first do that image. It was in your background because that is the first thing I see, and I see you later on. And all of you should imagine now that background image where Swami Vivekananda was in the front and the image was at the back was none other than Ramakrishna Paramahamsa himself. There, Vivekananda told the Sevadal, "You are a good soul. You are the real soul. You took me only to be a guru. But through this guru, you have seen the God. This is the God I worship. And you have seen the God yourself through this guru." So, what I wanted to convey through this illustration is when we are with God, for example, or for a serious matter, we are with Bhagavan himself. He is beyond Guru and the Guru Shiksha. He is Bhagavan for all of us. We don't need anybody else to pole vault us to go and reach Swami. We are already there. The question here is, have we been able to see this Bhagavan in our image every day? So that's the contention. Once we are able to live above this, seeing Bhagavan in everything, as you just saw this incident where everybody entered, were seen upon like Bhagavan by each of them, and therefore Bhagavan was present in everyone. And we just saw when the boy sang a Swami song, the camera was immeasurable, therefore he too became Bhagavan. And when the Guru was seen perfectly by a Sevadal, beyond which he could also see Bhagavan. So it was all Bhagavan personified everywhere. So things are very easy. The question is, how do we progress? The progress is to walk on the footprints of Bhagavan because he is the savior. Yesterday around 6:15 in the evening, I'll just take you to a very live example. It just happened yesterday evening. I wouldn't have even been alive today to be with all of you, to get your blessings once again to live for some more time. I was just traveling to go to Malay Mandir in Arkepuram. I never take calls while driving. That's been my principle and discipline also. I was altered in a in a red light, and it suddenly started looking green. The green was about to come, and there was a phone call. The phone call was from a devotee. I knew because there was a call already. I didn't pick up, so the call came again. The light was just green. I just thought I'll just take the call, tell them that I'll get back to you, and put the call back. So I, against my own norms, I picked up the phone for about 8 seconds. I said, "I'm driving. I'll get back to you," and started the car. In front of me, from nowhere, a ambulance came, hitting me. It hit me and ran away. Now, had I not taken that 8 seconds call, I would have sped and got rammed into the ambulance. Probably we would have gone in the ambulance itself once for all. But it was a hit and run away. That's all. The front car got damaged, and all of us, including my wife, are safe, and we went to the mountain. Now, the telephone call, which I never used to pick while driving, what prompted me to pick that call? That's just because Bhagawan's intention of saving his devotee. It is all he who does this. And when we understand that this is Bhagawan's miracle running in our life every day, every moment, then how can we and he become different? So to make it easy, what is going to be the formula? As you all know, there is a very beautiful incident where Radha goes and searches for Krishna and couldn't find him anywhere. Then what does she do? She doesn't know where to go and search. And then somebody says that Lord Krishna just ran away from here, and she finds a spot of footprint with milk spilled here and there. So she walks on that footprint of milk, and ultimately, the last footprint, she sees Krishna sitting there. So the illustration is walking on the divine footprints leads us to divinity himself. So what are the divine footprints Swami has left to us? Just see Sai in all. Just walk along that path and you are there. You will reach him. So what are the factors that distract us? That is going to be my most important part. I am told several Muslim countries which were in war with each other in their own provinces at once come to Prashant Nilayam. 3 or 4 groups of different Muslim population had come to Prashant Nilayam, who in their own provinces were enemies, didn't like each other, but they were placed in Kulwant Hall, just a square differentiating each other. And once when Bhagawan came there, he was spending some time with some group. There the group leader said, Swami, you have spent enough time with us, why don't you go to the other group? And when Swami came to the other group, that group leader wanted Swami to go to the third group. So being enemies in their own provinces, yet they were related with oneness in Kulwant Hall. So the concept of divine realization is the attitude of being oneness. Together with Bhagavan is all that is beautiful. One flower cannot make a garland, however beautiful or however lovely that one flower is. But beautiful such flowers make garland. So once when the garland is made, that is offered to Swami. And these flowers are nothing but the divine petals. Who are the divine petals? The divine petals are none other or nothing but we all put together. So when we are all put together, when we are in the divine garland, why not offer it to Swami? And that is what Bhagavan always lovingly accepts. Let's understand very clearly how does and how can that happen? Obviously, then the answer is how are we associated and with what company we are going to be. But before that, what is of prima facie, what is more important? The first and foremost understanding with each of us, with Bhagavan, is faith that Swami only matters and what he says is nothing but for us and what he says is truth. Sakti ka alawa Bhagavan aur kuch nahi. Now I am putting you a very typical, personal, lovely, lively example, an experience which, when you listen, it is going to be fascinating because it is impossible to happen on this earth. All of you know, Swami very frequently goes to or had been going to Kodaikanal. In fact, whenever I meet the students of Bhagavan, they used to say me that Kodaikanal was his playing ground. Of course, it is still. So while Bhagavan goes to Kodaikanal, the route is going to be from Coimbatore. He goes to Udumalapeta, then he goes to Parani, and from Palani he drives up to Kodaikanal. That's the route generally in Tamil Nadu they follow. I happened to be there, very fortunately, to Palani without knowing that Swami is going to come to Kodaikanal. I had gone for a marriage. So on the day when the marriage was being planned, I was given some responsibilities, buying foods, welcoming people, whatever. I'm not getting into that area at all. It's not my issue. So it was morning 4:30. I was to get up at 5 o'clock. I was sleeping in a veranda in that village in Parani. At 4:30, I could just get away from my sleep. I saw my neighbor's watch who was sleeping by the side of me. It was 4:30. So I just thought, let me have a nap for 10 minutes more and get up at 5 o'clock. In this 15 minutes, I had a beautiful dream. Now, whosoever is listening to it, please do so with much more divine concentration because the substance and reality comes here. So the dream is Swami appearing and said to me, alive, Ravi, this morning. He made it very clear. This morning, both of us will have breakfast. Now I have come for a marriage. Early morning, 5 o'clock, I have to take bath and arrange so many things. I cannot leave that spot and go to Swami, to take breakfast, whatever it may be. Then what will other people think about me? So I go to a nearby river and take a bath. And one of my taxi driver is also there taking his own bath there. There are two taxi drivers talking with each other and they say to themselves, आज साईं बाबा आएंगे और हमारा सवारी बहुत मिलेगी, आप लोग जल्दी बस स्टैंड चले जाएंगे ताकि सवारियों को ट्रांसपोर्ट करें. I was astonished. What? Sai Baba? I interfered and asked them, क्या कौन सी साई बाबा? They said, भाई साई बाबा जो है ना पुट्टपट्टी का आज कोयम्बटूर पहुंच चुके हैं और थोड़ी देर में जो है इस साइड से निकलेंगे एंड हमारा पैरनी का समिति वहां से 8 किलोमीटर है और बाबा जो है ना कोडाईकनाल जा रहे हैं. Now the faith in me was very true that I have to have breakfast with him. So destroy the marriage, get the relatives out of the equation. झगड़ा बहुत बढ़िया हो गया था कि मैंने बोल दिया कि आज मैं नहीं आऊंगा, मैं आपका ये काम नहीं कर पाऊंगा क्योंकि मेरे लिए भगवान आ चुके हैं और मेरे लिए भगवान आ भी चुके हैं और मुझे मेरे साथ नाश्ता करना है. डिवोटीज, they were not devotees, so all of them were quarreling, क्या ये लड़का क्या पागल बन गया, whatever they wanted to say and they are right in their own place. So मैंने किसी का टीवीएस जो 2 व्हीलर होता था वो टीवीएस 40-45 किलोमीटर में चलती थी. मैंने अपना नहा धोया, वाइट एंड वाइट पहन लिया, अपना जो है ना टीवीएस उठाया, गोली मार दिया रिलेटिव्स को, अपना स्कूटर निकाल के चला. और वहां पर एक समिति है, समिति का 1-1.5 किलोमीटर के पहले दोनों साइड से डिवोटीज बैठे हुए हैं. मेरी मन के अंदर निश्चित रूप से निश्चित हो गया कि स्वामी आएंगे और मैंने फर्स्ट लोगों से पूछा भी था, आप लोग यहाँ क्यों बैठे हैं? कहते हैं कि भगवान आएंगे, इस रास्ता से जाएंगे, हमारा दर्शन हो जाएगा यहाँ रास्ता में. मैंने कहा यहाँ पर बैठे में तो बाबा मेरे साथ ब्रेकफास्ट तो नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि इतना लोगों के साथ ब्रेकफास्ट कौन बनाएगा, कौन देगा, बाबा तो नहीं यहाँ नहीं बैठ सकेंगे. तो मैंने चला गया, मैंने कहा चलो मैं लास्ट में जाता हूँ, जहाँ कोई नहीं है वहां खड़े हो जाऊंगा. और 2 व्हीलर को पार्क किया, 2.5 किलोमीटर तक आके गया. ये भीड़ तो बंद होने वाला नहीं था. एक जगह पे जाकर के एक छोटा सा अपार्टमेंट था, वहाँ लाल थोड़ा बहुत जो है टेंटेज रखा हुआ था, वहाँ एक स्वामी का फोटोग्राफ और स्वामी का चेयर था, वहाँ कोई नहीं था. मैं सीधा वहां चला गया और लोग बोला मत जाओ वहां पे, स्वामी मेन रोड से निकल रहे हैं, अंदर नहीं आएंगे, सिर्फ किसी का घर है, हम लोग उनका घर में ये वेन्यू कराया हुआ है, इसलिए वहां पर जो है हम लोग इस तरीके से डेकोरेट किए हैं, बट स्वामी वहां जाने का नहीं है, आप मत वहां जाओ, ये स्वामी का दर्शन नहीं होगा. मैंने कहा यार नहीं, आई विल हैव टू गो बिकॉज ब्रेकफास्ट खाना है ना, स्वामी कैन नॉट ईट ब्रेकफास्ट विद 100 पीपल, ही हैज टू ईट ओनली विद मी. दैट इज व्हाट स्वामी टोल्ड मी इन द ड्रीम. So I went there, discarded everything, and then about 6-7 minutes later on, I could see a huge tambola, this, that, all playing, music बज रहा था, and स्वामी का convoy 1, 2, 3 गाड़ी निकल चुका हुआ था. मैंने कहा यार ये तो भगवान भी अगर फॉलो करेंगे तो अंदर कौन एंटर करेंगे. और जैसे 4 गाड़ियां निकल गया था, स्वामी का गाड़ी रुकी वहां पे और हल्का सा राइट टर्न दिया और स्वामी अंदर आ गए. और स्वामी अंदर आते ही मुझे बोला तू इधर आ गया. और वो जैसे स्वामी अंदर आए, इतना भीड़ वो छोटी सी जगह के अंदर आ गए थे. और वहां का कन्वेनर साहब ने बोला आरती करो, और आरती जैसे स्वामी ने तो आरती किया, स्वामी चले गए. और नो मेरा ब्रेकफास्ट रह गया और स्वामी गाड़ी में बैठ गए थे, मेरी स्कूटर तो पीछे खड़ी है. मैंने फिर भी भगा दौड़ा किया, जैसे भी कुछ किया और स्कूटर उठा करके मैंने गाड़ी के पीछे भागा, स्वामी का गाड़ी के पीछे। मैंने भी कितना स्पीड हो सकता था चलाया टू व्हीलर को, और स्वामी का गाड़ी तो बस 80-90 किलोमीटर में चलेगी थी। मेरी लिमिट तो 30-40 किलोमीटर तक ही है। दूर होता चलेगा, दूर होता चलेगा स्वामी। और मेरा हो गया बिल्कुल, आई वॉज टोटली इन टीयर्स। मैं वापस जाऊं, जो वहां पर मेरे रिलेशन तो मारेंगे ही मुझे, और यहाँ पे भगवान ने जो है मुझे ब्रेकफास्ट कहा था, ब्रेकफास्ट भी नहीं हुआ। तो मैं वहीं पर अपना गाड़ी को यू टर्न किया। एक नटराजन अंकल करके बाहर आए, बोला रुको रुको, ही वॉज ऑल्सो फ्रॉम माय ओन लैंग्वेज। ही सेड रुको, जस्ट स्टे फॉर सम टाइम। मैंने उसको देखा, ही सेड अंदर आ जाओ, प्लीज कम इन। आई वॉज डिसअपॉइंटेड, बट ही वॉज क्वाइट फिगरली, थोड़ा सा मतलब ओल्ड एज का अंकल था। आई थॉट चलो ठीक है, उनको रिस्पेक्ट तो करूं करके मैं अंदर गया उनके कमरा में। और जैसे ही मैं वहां पर बैठा हुआ था, ही केम विद सिल्वर ट्रे। सिल्वर ट्रे के अंदर देयर वर सम कैशू नट्स, देयर वर some dry fruits, basically cashew nuts, kismis, some dates, and a few elachis, etc. were there. And he told me, इसको आप खा लो। Breakfast generally South Indians वो नहीं खाते हैं। All of you know it's idli, vada, sambar, etc. etc. and all those things. And the to pile up and eat, start eating. Those are breakfast for South Indians. I have never seen any South Indian eating a little bit of kaju and go elachi. It doesn't suit anybody of us, neither you also. Suddenly that man came and gave me this breakfast. I told him, sir, मैं आज breakfast बिल्कुल नहीं खाऊंगा। My breakfast has been committed with Bhagawan Baba only. This happened in the dream, and Swami told me that he'll have breakfast. He told me, Arey bhai, before Bhagawan went to Kodaikanal, he was at my house and he had breakfast. We served him only this, and he left this and went off. We were thinking in kisko dein. So suddenly we saw you as a Sevadal. We called you inside and we wanted to give breakfast to you. I then realized that it was Swami's breakfast I should have, not with Swami. So the faith in the dream mesmerized everything. And then discarding the relatives, discarding the marriage, only one faith that Swami is going to have breakfast with me, or Swami's breakfast I'll have, which I read is later on. I went back with full of complete satisfaction, unworried what's going to happen behind. Because this experience in itself filled me with such aura. And I was filled with what anybody can imagine what I was running through while going, what I was running through while chasing, and what I would have been running through when this couple came and gave me this plate containing this breakfast. So why I say this is, in a devotee's life, क्या matter करता है? The only thing that matters is, can we constantly and can we always only think about Bhagavan, discarding the factors that tend to disassociate ourselves from divine thoughts? That is possible. Is it not? Maybe not 24/7, but at least in methods when it is required. A simple prayer, a simple bhajan. Do you all know one divine declaration which was made? I was a divine witness to this. When Bhagavan made this declaration to a variety of people in the Kulwant Hall itself. It was one beautiful day when Sanjeevi Gauru was carrying a bundle of letters which the devotees very earnestly, openly give for Bhagavan. And then Bhagavan asked Sanjeevi Garu, my God, how many letters? He comes to the center stage where his podium is, and students also started giving letters. So he just sees his translator, Anil Kumar, and asks Anil Kumar, now, how many letters should I take today? It has been huge. There Anil Kumar says, Bhagwan, you take those letters where there is an emergency, which is a must. And there Baba says to Anil Kumar, it is not a one-to-one conversation. It is a declaration to his bhaktas, to his devotees. Baba said, there is no way in a life of a devotee there can be an emergency. No way in a devotee's life there could be something called an emergency where a devotee has to pick a paper and try and get a pen to write to Swami that he is in this crisis. I will never allow this to be happening in the life of a devotee. ऐसा इमरजेंसी मेरी भक्तों में कभी नहीं हो सकता है। यदि कोई ऐसा इमरजेंसी आ भी जाता है, आई वुड गो देयर, मैं पहले ही वहां पर पहुंच गया होगा। आई वुड हैव सेव्ड माय डिवोटी, ही वुडंट फाइंड टाइम टू राइट हिज लेटर टू मी। आई वुड ऑलवेज बी देयर even before my devotee can write to me and call me. That is a divine declaration. The declaration that divinity is always with you, with us, irrespective of whatever circumstances we are or wherever we are. So, the message for the day, the message for this evening is, why not make it an habit very slowly, very steadily, that at some time it will definitely materialize into a substantial reality, that our thoughts will always be filled with divinity. And what is to be taken away for these thoughts to enter? The little desires that we have got, which overflows in our mind, overflows in our heart every day, which tends to take away us from the true reality. Swami always used to narrate a beautiful, story. I think that story I'll narrate later on. It's about how a lady lost his child in the ocean and suddenly starts crying. And then the Devta, the ocean god, appears and asks the mother, what are you crying for? And then that lady says she has drowned or lost a child in the water. The god says, oh, in my homeland, I don't want anybody to cry. I'll give you the child. So the god goes right into the ocean, brings up a beautiful child and says, here is your baby. And she is the mother. So what would the mother know? What would the mother do? She would first test whether the child is alive. So she presses the eyes, presses the head, presses the heart. A little happiness is coming out. Then she presses the ears, everything, and the child is hers, beautiful. And then finally the mother presses the feet of the child and starts crying. And then the god asks, why are you crying? What are you crying for? The lady says, yes, ma, this is my child. I'm thankful you have brought me her alive. But the child was given a beautiful golden slippers in her feet. That slipper is missing. What to do? Where has it gone? So we are here all in this point where we are searching for something that has gone lost and forgetting what is before us, what we were praying. I think this little desire of searching for our lost golden slippers when we are alive is the question mark of the day. Can we try to go a little upwards in our life to ensure that while we go up and up and up in our lives, you can find the stillness in our mind, the stillness in our activity, the stillness in our thoughts. And when this stillness metamorphoses into one action, into one goal, probably that is a day when the divinity and when humanity comes to the same point to become the divinity in one self in totality. There you will find you, we, all of us, for that matter, are God and God only. And when we think that all of us are God, the cameras, aura will not only measure us, will also measure Bhagawan. And both the distances will always be immeasurable. And that is the indefinite love that Bhagawan has for us, the indefinite grace that Bhagavan has for us. So let us all silently, together with unity of love, dedication, march, and without any desire at the end. That is the place where we can, all of us reach Bhagavan. Because once when Bhagavan went to Gangotri, he called all the people and said, the next day, I'm going to show the best Sevadal that has been moving around with me. So it's going to be time. Tomorrow I'll show you that. And there were 100 people. Indulal Shaji was there. Lots of other people were there. So the next day came. Everybody tied themselves beautiful in the good attires they could. And they were all sitting before Bhagavan, 100 of them. And Bhagavan was giving a beautiful lecture. All of them were waiting to know who could that Sevadal be. Everybody thought it's going to be me. Others thought it's going to be I. Somebody was thinking it's going to be me for that matter. And the lecture was going on, and Swami would not name the Sevadal. And when somebody prompted, Bhagavan, aapne kaha tha ki aaj you are going to pick up the best Sevadal that you have found. Swami said, yes, here I am going to point out. And he pointed out that river Ganges that was flowing incessantly, said, she is my best Sevadal, always flows silently towards the godly path, not minding and not mindful of the journey that she is undertaking in between. She never takes a seat back, never puts her eye back. It's always an upward journey, beautifully put forward by Swami. So let's be like that Gangotri flowing incessantly towards the mighty God, where this river and that ocean has to merge to become one. The bubble and the water, the wave and the water, the wave, bubble, ocean and the water are nothing but one in its pure existence. So hopefully it is my prayer when Bhagavan Rama wanted to take a cup of water by the side of the river, all thought that how can this river water be given to Bhagavan because it is filthy. Then Bhagavan Ram said, give this water, the cup of water through Sabari. When Sabari touches this water, that becomes pure. She has got that purity in her mind, that devotion in her mind, that devotion in her thought. Even the impurest of water, the impurest of the river, when somebody takes water from that and puts it into a glass, that will become pure water for the Lord. So I think impurity का कोई बात नहीं है और impurity को purify करने के लिए ही we are here. So let's be in this impurity, yet be an instrument to purify what could be the best, so that at the end of the day, we could offer it to Bhagavan. With these few little episodes in life, I would once again, most lovingly, with utmost humility and with Swami's devotion, just having come from Bhakti, with whatever I could get blessed from Bhagavan in that mighty hall of Bhakti after doing those 12 days of Seva, I share this experience and thanking all of you, one and all, for the organizing team members, for the devotees watching this program, and who will be listening to this later on a YouTube broadcast. I wish you all the very best with folded hands, with immense prayers of love, and with purity. I thank you all for listening to me very patiently. Jai Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, and Sai Ram. दिस इज ए वेरी पर्टिनेंट बहुत ही सही क्वेश्चन और बहुत रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चन भी है बिकॉज हम लोग माया के बीच में भी रहना है अपना काम भी करना है वी लव टू कुक वी लव टू अर्न माया को भी कमाना आगे भी बढ़ना रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी है दैट इज अ वंडरफुल क्वेश्चन व्हिच इवन जॉन ईसलप आस्क्ड स्वामी आई थिंक इन द बुक कॉल्ड माय बाबा एंड आई आप यू व्हेन यू रीड दैट बुक एंड व्हेन यू सी स्वामी सेइंग दिस he said that we were all god while the birth was given to us but in the process here and there, we have started deviating, and now we don't need a book. We need Bhagavan for this. The only answer to this question is every day, little of our efforts must be thinking about Bhagavan. जैसे ही आप धीरे धीरे एक ग्लास की पानी के अंदर फर्स्ट डे में हल्का सा नमक डालेंगे दूसरा दिन थोड़ा सा और डालेंगे तीसरा दिन थोड़ी और ऐसे करते 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 आप जब डालते रहेंगे वन पर्टिकुलर डे द एंटायर ग्लास ऑफ वाटर विल बिकम सॉल्टी दैट इज ऑल इन आवर थॉट्स एंड इन आवर डीड्स हम धीरे 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 भगवान का लव भगवान का थॉट्स भगवान का टीचिंग्स को अगर वेरी स्लाइटली हम डालते रहेंगे एवरी डे लिटिल ऑफ इट so that day will definitely come when divinity will start filling in ourselves. It's a question of making the start and making it an habit every day. So that's very simple. Swami has given a very wonderful simple answer. Do whatever you want. You don't have to go to a forest, don't have to take a rosary bead, don't have to sit in a mandir, don't have to leave your family, but whatever you do, you just dedicate that action to me. इस तरीके से ही you will start wondering one day you will feel the difference. I have a difference. I know how I was 40 years back, how I was even before that, and how I am today. Many of you know that. So it's a question of making a progress daily, a little, maybe centimeters, maybe inch, but I'm sure when efforts are made, His grace will multiply. Sai Ram.
Thank you.